We're talking with Matt Frey, the head hitting instructor over at All Stars Academy. And speaking of watching players, just to throw out this again, the Cat's Eye Player of the Week, looking for nominations for Player of the Week at any level. Folks listening to our show this morning, submit your nomination to 1045theteam.com for the Cat's Eye Player of the Week. How about a guy like Garrett Whitley, who we gave a lot of attention to and still do, and certainly did last summer when he was here in the New York Penn League playing against the Valley Cats. And you saw this young man from Niskayuna go right from the high school, make the jump, high school straight to the pros. Matt, and Garrett Whitley, who did a lot of training at All Stars. What a phenomenal swing and potential, and still trying to reach that potential. It is not easy when you got the bullseye on your back coming from high school. You're a top pick in the Tampa Rays organization. You get a big old signing bonus, and away you go. It's not easy to live up to all the expectations.
No, it's not, and it's not my area of expertise to talk about, what they're thinking about him. I would imagine this is a very important year for him. And he is one of the best kids I've ever met. Works hard, very humble, probably hasn't touched that $4 million signing bonus. Last year, his average was good, hit the ball hard. But, a first-round draft pick, who runs and has the body type he has, they want him to have a little more power. So that's what he worked on this year. And he, I think he's at 267 right now.
Which isn't bad. And I thought when he was with the Valley Cats or played against the Valley Cats last year, that Chris and we interviewed him. You were there that summer day. I thought he was in the right frame of mind.
Yeah, he always seems to be in the right frame of mind. I mean, what Matt's saying is spot on. Anytime I've had a conversation with Garrett, he's always humble and nice, and he's quiet.
He's a low key kid,
but he's got a good personality, and I think he certainly has a good head on his shoulders. Two great parents. I wonder if there's a switch, and Matt, you can speak better to this than I could, if there's almost a switch of aggression that kind of needs to be flipped in Garrett Whitley in terms of maybe seeing a little more emotion. What have you witnessed in the time you've worked with him?
Well, there's a baseball term about controlled aggression, and I tell my players all the time, hey, there's nothing wrong with getting mad, even if you hit 500. Get mad after you're at bat, but get over it. You have 30 seconds to get over it because your team needs you to cheer them on, and they need you in the field. Don't carry it on. I think he could be a little more, aggressive, and that's also with an approach at a plate, getting up there, trying to succeed, instead of trying not to fail. And I'm sure. It's not exactly that with him, because we're not talking about a guy in a slump.
Right.
We're talking about a guy that, could be a future all-star. Because you watch him take BP, the ball jumps off his bat like any major leaguer you see. But you got to go up there, looking right away to drive the ball over the fence. If you know how to swing the bat, if you know how to swing properly, you can swing for the fences. I mean, that your head pulls out, and that's a big term with younger coaches, but that happens when you overswing with the upper body. If you attack your lower body, and Garrett's got a great lower half, you attack that, you can try to drive the ball gap to gap all the time. So if he he goes from the suburban council where nobody threw to him to now seeing, not only the velocity's nothing. It's the sliders, it's the splitters, it's the curve. It's now he's got to actually have an approach. His approach before was, if I'm lucky enough to get a pitch, I'm going to hit it, and I'm going to hit it hard. Yep. Now it's, okay, what am I looking for? 0-1. What am I looking for? 1-0, 2-0. It's a big jump, and that's why when you go to college, it helps. Not to say that he should have. He absolutely was first-round talent, made the right decision, but it's most definitely a learning curve. You don't see, that's why you don't see guys as good as this area has been, and I think it's on the map. After talking to some college coaches, this area is most definitely on the map. But you don't get the level of mental approach that you need, the preparation that you need to be close to ready to succeed at that level.
All right, Matt, we got 1 minute left. Give me just a couple of teams to watch now that we're underway Section 2, and a couple players to watch. Give me a top 2, top 3 quickly on your list that you brought in here if you're following Section 2 high school baseball in the Suburban Council.
Okay, like I said, most complete is Columbia. Most arms is Colony. CBA, most sticks. I'd say dark horse, Niski, and Boston Spa, of course. If we come together, we got a lot of sophomores, but if we come together, we will be there in the last game and into the state championship for sure. A lot of players to watch, even in the lower classes. Ichabod Crane has a pitcher, Yankowski.
Yep.
Johnny Wheeler, catcher. Very good. Albany Academy. Did I say? I said Ichabod Crane first. I hope Albany Academy has sorry.
One guy we haven't talked about, Raj, is Tyler Madison, who is on our basketball all-star team. He's going to go play baseball at Bryant and throws in the 90s, right? I mean, he's legit on the mound,
absolutely. Right? Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, because I totally lost my train of thought right there. Albany Academy has a really good, a really big lefty at Ben Seiler, and they have a good pitcher in Parker Bolt. LaSalle has Rubino, who's Rubino and Corey Listing, both Division I prospects. Some really good guys in this area. And then there's one more. The Insognia kid from Niski, who's going to Stony Brook, who is probably has the best chance to be player of the year this year.
Wow.
At least, the top 2. And I'd say the best hitter who's on a roll right now is Albany Academy's Brett Young. He's got 2 home runs in 2 games. He probably won't get pitched too much more, but I've worked with him for a long, long time. And I expect him to hit over 500 this year, not to put any pressure on him.
All right, well, once again, it sounds like a lot of good teams, pretty much wide open, a lot of good players.
And I'm sorry, Luke. I can't not mention my guy, Luke Bolt, who, as a sophomore, is one of the top 3 players in the area. A lot of Division I offers already, Boston College, Duke, list goes on and on.
Shortstop B-Spa, right?
Shortstop B-Spa.
Okay. We got him on the list to watch.
Yep, there you go.
And teams to watch. Matt Frey, do a great job. Thanks for stopping in for a few minutes.
Thanks for having me. Had a great time.